Good morning, listeners. Welcome back to Library Life, Episode 3. This is your host, Lady Rita. So, our library system has 4 branches. We have the main branch, branch dos, which is the second branch, branch tres, which is the third, and branch cuatro, which is the fourth. And just for privacy's sake, we're going to name them that. So, I work at the main branch. So, one of my coworkers, Cece, who works at Branch Dos, told me that a man came in and asked if the books that he requested were available. Well, this was the umpteenth time he was asked. They tell him continuously that when his books come in, they will call him, as we always do, because it's part of our policy. So after she told him that the books weren't in there yet, he reaches his hand under the desk protector shield, because they still have it up from COVID. And so he reaches his hand under the shield and asks her, can she touch him? She replies with a disgusted no. Then he said, okay. He reaches his hand under the other side of the other desk next to hers under that shield, and asks that library assistant if she can touch him. She also replies with a no. I kid you not, guys. This man asked both of them, where can he go to be touched? By this point, I'm in complete shock. I can't believe that came out this person's mouth. Like, who does that? Who goes around asking people who can touch him? So, this guy is not okay, of course. Something's wrong. But anyway, something's wrong with humanity, just altogether. So, so he's just one of the few that comes in that library that's not okay. So they finally asked him to leave. But that is nothing compared to Billy Boy. Billy Boy is one of our homeless patrons that goes to Branch Dos a lot. And but anyway, I'm gonna try to take my time through this story because it's a lot of information. Oh goodness. But anyway, and if I get hung up on a couple words, please forgive me. But Billy Boy would come in, get on computers, be laughing and talking to himself, having a good old time with himself, bothering patrons, try to talk to them and bother them, or ask them what they doing on their computer and all that stuff. But anyway, now that don't bother me too much, but we don't like people coming and harassing other patrons. But this is the part that takes the cake. He will go out in Branch Dos bathrooms. He will take baths in the sink. He has a colostomy bag attached to him, so he would take baths in the bathroom and clean the colostomy bag. And we knew that he was doing this because it left a foul odor when he came out. The sink would be full of water on the floor. Walls would be just nasty. He went in there and would make a mess. So one day, Jane confronts him. Our previous boss. Jane confronts him about all of that, about harassing the patrons, leaving his trash and leaving belongings all over the floor, taking baths in the bathroom. She confronts him and tells him he can't do that anymore. He's causing a ruckus. He's just causing problems. And so, as she talks to him about this, he proceeds to tell her that he can do whatever he wants because his cousin, Chris Rock, owns the whole block. And Chris Rock built the library. And he don't know how they got in the library in the first place because Chris Rock gave him the keys. Because they are cousins. Because him and Chris Rock are cousins. And that's why. So, Jane looking at this man pacing back and forth, just going off, saying whatever he gotta say, going off the rails. So the two staff members that are there are trying to call. By this time, he's just frantic. So they're trying to call the police. They can't get in contact with the police. So one of them leaves. They actually have to go to the police station and grab a officer to come because they're taking forever to get there. Because this man is actually looking at Jane and going back and forth with her and going off on her. So while they're doing all that, they trying, one leaves, go get to the police. So Jane looking back at Jane turns around at the other employee that's there, like, and she has this expression on her face like, "You're not gonna come over here and help me?" She's like, "No." She said, "I'm not going up there for him to put his hands on me and blah blah blah." So they just let him go off on his rant. And they just looking at him. So about 20 minutes later into this incident, the police finally shows up and takes him away. And Jane ends up putting a bar and ban on him. And so, like I mentioned before, a bar and ban is, a piece of paper that says that he can't come to library or be on library property for a certain amount of time. So, yeah. And so, he just really went off on them. Like, I couldn't believe how he went off on him, telling them how he helped Chris Rock build the library. And, like, really, dude, like, this library was here before you were even born. So what are you talking about? But anyway, that was funny. Yeah. So needless to say, Billy Boy gets arrested and he's banned off the property, and he goes on his way. So a little time goes by and Billy Boy starts coming around again. He comes back to the library, get on computers, he behaving himself, doing what he's supposed to do, and he does good for a little while. Every now and then we'll see him with his cart. He has a little cart he pushes around town and keep his stuff in, sleep in sometimes. About a few months ago, one of my coworkers heard that Billy Boy had passed away. So, of course, we kind of sad about it, so you don't want to hear, it's really sad to hear someone that died. No one, deserves to get shot and die, like, in any circumstance or situation. It's a tragedy when that happens. So, I'm asking my coworker, how did he die? She said he got shot. I said, okay. I said, who identified the body? This and that and the third. And she was like, oh, she don't know. All she knows that he died. I said, okay. So I finally asked her, how did she find out he died? She tells me her mother's boyfriend told her. Her mother's boyfriend told her mom, and her mom told her. And I was like, okay, cool. So it's legit that he passed away. So let me see. For privacy's sake, let's call boyfriend Flynn. So Mr. Flynn. So Mr. Flynn says that Billy Boy has passed away. So I'm telling Branch Doors staff, everybody there, that, Billy Boy died, y'all. He got shot and he done passed away. And, we got sad about it, they got a little, they was like, oh, really? So, and they was like, well, at least he don't got to worry about being homeless anymore, and struggling and all that, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, that's true. So 2 weeks goes by, maybe 1 week. Come to find out, Billy Boy isn't dead. He's in jail. So I'm trying to figure out who died then, and why did they think it was Billy Boy? Somebody needs to tell Mr. Flynn to stop flinging rumors around town unless he has DNA to match. My coworker told me that she told her mama to tell her boyfriend, don't come bringing no more news, because got us all sad and worked up about nothing, and the man is alive and well. This is why you don't listen to gossip. This is why you have to see for yourself, because people will tell you anything and everything. So call it the hood news, for real. But anyway, So Billy Boy is alive and well. We don't know what he did to end up in jail. I hope he's okay, but he's not dead. He lives. He's alive. But anyway, thank you for listening. And this is #LibraryLife.